everybody. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at your work week forecast for December 19th through the 23rd, week before Christmas, and big travel week at the end of the week. And unfortunately, with the travel is going to come a significant storm, which is not going to be snow for the most part for us. It is good, but it could be a mess, and it could be highly impactful in our area, even though it's not going to be snow. And certainly, if you're planning on flying anywhere over the Christmas weekend, there could be big problems because there could be big snow in Chicago, which is, of course, and a lot of places across the Midwest, which is, of course, where lots of flights go through. So yeah, it's kind of a mess. This is not the best forecast, unfortunately, for you. So starting off, we are going to have a nice calm early part of the week. So if you want to get in some good skiing on the fresh snow we just had before it gets rain on top of it, now is the time to do that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday all look really nice. Even Thursday for the first half of the day looks nice. You can see across the Northeast here we are kind of finally clearing out, although we've had quite a bit of light snow showers, kind of lake-enhanced snow showers, and a little bit of a trough swinging through this morning. That will come to an end pretty soon. We'll have some peaks of sun today. Tomorrow also, most of these clouds are actually going to sink to our south. We could have a few clouds in here tomorrow, but also some sun, and then Wednesday looks pretty sunny before this storm, which is really up here in not even onshore across the Pacific Northwest, starts to really dig across the central part of the country and then lift well to our west, basically up across the Great Lakes. And when that happens, we're going to be on the warm side of the storm, and so we will start as some snow, but we will quickly change to rain after maybe a slushy couple of inches, maybe a little more than a couple inches at the higher terrain in the highest elevations. But even there, we're changing to rain, and then we got to really worry about wind and potentially flooding rain. This is not a great setup. Too early to have too many details, but it is something I'm quite concerned about, unfortunately, as we go forward. Here's the radar, just to give you an idea. Here's our snow coming off the lakes here, and like I said, a little bit of terrain enhancement here. Give a dusting, and probably even a few greasy spots on some of the higher, some of the roads as you cross Route 11 through 30. Up on 155, places like that where you get the elevation enhanced snow. So just be cautious of that this morning if you're out traveling. It could be a little greasy to start the day. That should get better quickly, though, as we go throughout the day. So what's going to happen at the end of the week? Here is our upper level setup now. Here is the energy for our storm, the main piece of energy. It is going to dive down and then really get going east of the Rockies, kind of near Colorado. It's very typical storm development for this time of year. Now, what happened with the last storm was it wasn't able to swing well to our north and west. We've had several storms this fall that have done that. The last storm was not able to do that, so it redeveloped as coastal low. This storm will be able to do that. And the models last week were a little unsure about that, but everything's in good agreement now that this storm will develop basically over Colorado on Tuesday into Wednesday, and then swing way up to our north and west up into Hudson Bay eventually. And as it does that, though, and it's going to be a very strong system. There's lots of upper level energy with this, plenty of moisture, a good temperature gradient to work with, all the pieces it needs to be a very strong storm. And as it heads north and west of us, it is going to bring in very strong south and southeasterly winds across all of New England and certainly across southern Vermont as well, and then a very sharp cold front that's going to come through, and then behind that pretty gusty west and northwest winds, which will cool us off and dry us out on Christmas Eve, but the damage will have been done by that time. So let's take a look at the storm track. Here it is, like I said, developing by Wednesday midday into Thursday. We're developing across the Central Plains, and then it takes a sharp turn. So what this means for travel-wise, why this is a concern is Chicago, although Chicago is kind of close to the rain-snow line, but a lot of places here in the upper Midwest, which are a lot of, if you're flying from the East Coast to the West Coast or the other way around, a lot of stopovers here. It's going to cause big traffic nightmares, basically, flying nightmares, because Friday will be it's probably one of the highest flight days of the year, with the exception of like the day before Thanksgiving. So anyways, that'll be a big problem. It's also going to be not great here across the East Coast, because even though this will all be rain, it will be with very strong winds, which will cause some complications across the East Coast flight-wise as well. So just be prepared for that. If you're having to fly this weekend, it's not going to be fun. So we're just trying to give you the warning that we can. Here's the synoptic setup locally on Friday. Here's this very strong front, lots of moisture being pushed. A lot of the models are putting out a couple of inches of rain, some of them even a little bit more than that out of this system, with some very heavy rain Friday afternoon. The problem is we have a lot of snow and a lot of liquid in the snow out there. We've got liquid equivalents of 2 to 2.5 inches of snow sitting on the ground, and somewhat frozen ground too, so runoff will be pretty high. There definitely is a chance for some flooding issues. Thankfully, we don't have much river ice or any river ice really, so that should help from any ice jamming issues, but I'm a little worried about river flooding already. We're way ahead, way out early on that, but a little concerned about that. Also damaging winds. Some of the wind gusts models are already putting out wind gusts over 50, some over 60 miles an hour for some spots. That's the kind of thing that unfortunately could cause another round of pretty widespread power outages on Friday. Again, too early to be locked in on that, but I do want you to be concerned. This is a big deal storm. In terms of the overall forecast, I will have updates on this as we go throughout the week. Today through Wednesday, seasonable temperatures, low 30s, upper 20s, kind of a little cooler the next couple nights as we'll clear out. So today we held in the mid 20s with the clouds and the snow flurries, but a little bit cooler tomorrow night. Wednesday night down about 10. This again pretty typical though. Wednesday's a really good ski day, so if you can get out or really anything you want to do outside, really good day. Actually, any of the next 3 days really are. Thursday starts off pretty typical to Monday through Wednesday. Thursday afternoon, we will get some snow. I think higher elevations could get a few inches, maybe even 4 or 5 inches of snow out of this before they change to rain. That change to rain happens Thursday night before you wake up on Friday. By Friday, road conditions will be fine, and Friday will be fine in the morning. We'll be getting gusty winds and showery type precipitation. It's really Friday afternoon that the really heavy rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder, that's probably mostly south of us, but not impossible here in southern Vermont. Very gusty winds and heavy rain, like I said, could be potentially some flooding issue kind of rain. Temperatures in the upper 40s, maybe even in the 50s, depending on exactly how much we mix down the aloft temperatures, which are really, really warm. And that, of course, is going to cause a lot of snow melt as well. So Friday is a concern into Friday night. Before we snap back cold by late Friday evening into the overnight on Friday, we'll probably get a few flurries on the backside. We'll worry about what happens on Saturday. On Saturday, it will mean, though, that things will really ice over potentially on Friday night. So yeah, lots going on. Let's look at those highlights. Calm start to the week with seasonable temperatures through Wednesday. High impact storm Thursday night through Friday night. Precipitation begins as snow Thursday afternoon with higher elevations picking up a few inches. Precipitation changes to rain for everyone Thursday night with a period of very heavy rain Friday afternoon. Flooding could be a problem Friday into Friday night. Winds could also be damaging on Friday afternoon with additional power outages likely. And I don't usually say that 4 days out, but this does look like a pretty big deal. That's a really high travel time and just a significant problem kind of time around here. So I do want you to be aware of that. I wish I was bringing better news to you the week before Christmas, but that's what it is. I will be back, not tomorrow, but I will be back on Wednesday with an update. Try to pinpoint some of the issues, where we might have the issues and things like that, how this weather might impact your week. Do want you to be prepared for it, and try to enjoy the next few days where we have some really nice weather to get out there and enjoy it. I'll be back Wednesday morning with updated forecast focusing just on the storm.